How's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan Mullis,
And I'm Andrew Perez.
and welcome back to We Watch. It's been a while, of course.
But yeah.
There's we usually like to review films that are at the UC, but currently they're having licensing issues,
Yeah.
so we haven't had much to talk about. But we had a relaxing spring break in the meantime. How was
yeah.
your spring break,
It was
Andrew?
pretty good, relaxing, got to go home. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, it was relaxing. Got to go home for a few days, watch some movies.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
My family was doing a Best Picture marathon for the Oscar month, of course. So I got to watch some former Best Picture winners like Argo and Spotlight and such. But it was relaxing overall. I enjoyed it. But we're talking about not necessarily movies today. Today we're going to be talking about films that we are anticipating to see
Yes.
that have, I think, a official release date. Maybe not so, but like some of these could be pushed back for various reasons,
Oh, yeah.
competition, stuff like that. But I think these are all supposed to come out in 2024.
Yes, movies this year that we're going to talk about that we're anticipated for, that we're excited for, films that we've been looking at for a while. And yeah, so Ryan, why don't you start us off with your most anticipated film?
Yeah, so the first film that I want to talk about is Kinds of Kindness. This is a film that's coming out in June, and this is the newest film by acclaimed director Yorgos Lanthimos, the same director as The Lobster, The Favourite, and most recently Poor Things, which was my favorite film of 2023. This is one of my most anticipated films for that reason alone. I absolutely loved Poor Things. I generally love Yorgos Lanthimos and everything he does. I've not watched all of his movies, but everything that I've seen is like incredible.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
But we have kind of the similar cast from Poor Things in this film. We got Emma Stone in the lead female role again. We got Willem Dafoe. We got Margaret Qualley. But we have some newcomers to Yorgos Lanthimos. We have Hunter Schafer.
Big fan.
She will be in the film, and I think Jesse Plemons is going to be the male lead in this film. I don't have much details about this film. It's kind of been mysterious. We only really got a teaser trailer of what the vibes and aesthetics of the film should look like, and it's kind of giving what's his name? Sean Baker, Florida Project kind of vibe and aesthetic, a bit more moodier, noirish. Very intimate as well as far as the color palettes go. So definitely like the polar opposite of Poor Things, where that was very bombastic and theatrical. This is going to be a lot more grounded.
Yeah.
But yeah, this should be coming out in June. I'm definitely looking forward to this new Yorgos film.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Especially since now he's an Oscar winner. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what happens in the future for him.
Yep.
And I am excited for this film as well. I also really did like Poor Things in 2023. Recently, just saw that. But yeah, I'm excited for that one too. The next movie, my movie first, is going to be the Chainsaw Man movie. I've talked about this a couple times on a few episodes, so I won't go too much into it. But it's just picking up where the anime left off, so about chapter 60. They're going to cover two books, basically an arc of one of the characters that they have to fight from the manga into this. I'm very excited for this. This is my most anticipated film, made by Mappa Studios, who made Jujutsu Kaisen, and what they make? Vinland Saga. So they're the best in the animation game right now. But yeah, overall, I'm very excited for this. I'm excited to see what kind of art direction they go with. The anime was very cinematic, very, very good. And yeah, if they're keeping the same team and director, so I hope that they can transfer that into film form, because it's the first Chainsaw Man movie. And I'm very excited for this movie.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're mentioning it, so I didn't really have to mention it in
Oh,
my
yeah.
top 5 list, but I'm also anticipating this film. If you know already, we reviewed Chainsaw Man, at least the anime and some of the manga. I'm a big fan myself, and I'm excited to see this film, mostly due to the fact that it is a canon film.
Oh, yeah.
Most anime films are original stories. Not a big fan of that. I'm glad that this is kind of tied into the rest of the story, and it's a really good arc to adapt into a film rather than a TV show. They might adapt in a TV show, kind of like what Demon Slayer did with that
maybe like
Mugen Train arc. But regardless, I'm excited for this film too.
No, yeah, most definitely. So Ryan, what's your next film that you're anticipating?
So the next film that I'm anticipating is Joker 2 by Todd Phillips. So Joker, it's been 5 years since it's come out. It was a big splash when it initially came out. A very serious and awardsy type take on a superhero IP, superhero property. In this case, it's a solo film about the Joker. And, you know, it was a big Oscar player when it came out. It got like 9 Oscar nominations, won 2 for score, and Joaquin Phoenix's incredible performance. It's kind of divisive nowadays. Like, people are kind of calling it like it is, like, too evocative of Scorsese's style of filmmaking, kind of just playing off that, but they appreciate the aspects like Joaquin does give an incredible performance. I'm mostly, my anticipation for this film mostly comes from intrigue. Allegedly this is, well, not allegedly, it's confirmed that this is going to be a musical, and I feel like I'm kind of wondering how they're going to pull that off.
Yeah, I'm very
I know that at this point, like, Arthur's going to be a lot more in his head, so I think the musical aspects of this film are going to come from that headspace and that fantasy that he's kind of living in currently, since his mind is basically broken. But, you know, I'm still excited at the end of the day. I'm looking forward to what this film has to offer, even if I don't like it necessarily, but I'm anticipating it.
No, yeah, it's a good pick on the list. I saw it when it first came out. I really liked it. Over the years, I've kind of strained away from it a little bit because I do get what you're saying. I was copying Scorsese a lot, but I still really do love. I did really like the movie. I love Joaquin Phoenix. He's one of my favorite actors in Hollywood right now. He gives such a good performance in the first Joker. I'm anticipating this film this year. I'm a little worried for Lady Gaga, though, playing Harley Quinn, because I'm a huge Margot Robbie fan, and I love her Harley Quinn, so this is going to be a very hard role to fulfill. Not that I'm saying she can't do it, but I'm definitely anticipating what she brings to the table and what she offers. But yeah, I'm anticipated. I think it'll be an interesting movie. But yeah, my next movie is going to be Deadpool 3. I'm extremely excited for this movie. I love Deadpool as an IP. I love the comics a lot. I'm a little decisive on the first movie. I think it's all right. I really like the second movie though. The first movie is like much slower, and then the second movie kind of picks it up. The kind of like the pacing I like. I'm extremely excited for this movie. I love X-Men. Those are some of my favorite superhero movies. I love that Hugh Jackman is coming back to reprise his role after the award-winning Wolverine, which was an amazing movie. They have the same writers and directors as the first two Deadpool movies, so I'm very excited for this. And it looks good. They have a lot of cameos. They're going to have Quicksilver and my favorite X-Men come in. They're going to have Cyclops come in. I'm excited to see what this movie brings. I understand that there's a lot of controversy around this with Disney. This is technically a Marvel movie now because they're owned by Disney. So some people really don't like that, but I'm fine with it. If they're keeping the same crew, I'm sure it'll be okay. And it's still going to have the R rating, so I'm not like worried about it or anything being too kid-friendly or Disney-friendly. But yeah, overall, I'm very excited for this. It'll definitely be a very funny movie and definitely a good time at the theater.
Yeah, I feel like this one's going to make some headlines because technically it's the first R-rated film under the Disney brand. They've had a Touchstone studio where they kind of had the liberty to make more R-rated mature films, but that's a different studio, and they obviously own a lot more studios now because like Fox and stuff like that. But like this is the official one under the MCU label, so that's more closely associated with Disney. So I'm intrigued to see how that goes out. I'm not the hugest Deadpool fan in the world. I like the character a lot. I feel like in terms of adaptation, he has kind of softly been neutered in terms of his characterization. But like Ryan Reynolds played some good. They're always entertaining to watch, and I'm also anticipating this film. I'm looking forward to it.
No, that makes sense. They definitely have had a very hard time adapting Deadpool onto cinema. He's a very complex and interesting character. He's a loose
cannon. Yeah, even more of a loose cannon outside of the Marvel stuff that we see.
No, yeah, most definitely. But I'm excited. I think that they have a lot to work with, and I hope that the writers really use this as a playground to expand their films. So Ryan, what is your next movie that you're excited for?
So the next film that I'm anticipating is I'm just going to call him Luca. I can't pronounce his last name. It's called Challenger, and I think this is premiering this weekend. This one's been making headlines, especially in like the promotional material with Zendaya and the two actors.
Oh yeah,
kind of in the intimate setting.
I have,
stuff like that. Yes, and like people have been clowning on it because like Tom Holland is like Spider-Man and stuff like that, putting that in memes and stuff like that. But the film itself, I'm very excited for. I'm a big fan of the director, and apparently this was written by the Potion Sellers guy on YouTube. Have you ever seen that video?
Yeah, that is very
He is the
interesting.
screenwriter of this movie.
Very interesting.
He's also dating, I think, Celine Song of Past Lives.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. You know, a
Very
little bit of
interesting
details
man,
there.
yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I'm anticipating in here. Obviously, Zendaya is a great actress. I just saw Dune Part 2. She does incredible work in there. So I'm glad to see her doing, like, committing to more, like, leading roles. And I want to see how she handles this kind of material. And, yeah, again, I'll reiterate, just the director. I love their other works, like Suspiria remake, Call Me By Your Name. Bones and
that's a
All,
good
I just watched recently. It was a bit of a divisive film because it was a romance between two cannibals, but it was insanely well done at the end of the day. One of my favorite films of 2022, and I'm just excited to watch this movie, you know.
No, yeah,
It might be another banger.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for this too. I do think Zendaya is a really good actress. I know she had a really rough time, you know, because she's a Disney Channel star, so some people are like, eh, but she has done really good over the last couple of years, like you said. And I did like her in the first Dune. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I did think she was good, really good. And then in Euphoria too, she's been amazing. I am looking forward to this as well. I really love the scores that they do for these movies. I really liked Call Me By Your Name. It had a really good score, so I hope that they keep it up with this one. But yeah, I think that's a good pick.
Yep.
My next movie is going to be the Spy Family movie coming out in 4 weeks now, coming out later this month. If you don't know, it's based off the anime and manga. Just give you a brief summary. It's about two European countries that are at war, and a spy goes into the other one to try to take down the prime minister before they have like a total invasion. So we have our main character Lloyd, who's the main spy, and he has to make this pretend family in the anime to like pass off, so he's not like suspicious or anything, but to also do his spy work. So he marries this girl, your and yeah, that is her name. But she is an assassin. That's like the whole. It's a comedy. So he's a spy, she's an assassin, and then they adopt a girl who is a mind reader. So it's a very back and forth comedy. This is the first movie they're coming out with. They just released season 2, which I really liked. I have a couple of speculations because this is not a canon movie. This is off the manga, off the anime, but they do have the creator making it, so it's a very interesting film. I'm a big fan of the anime, though. I love it. The animation is amazing. Some of my favorite fight scenes of the last 15 years. So I'm looking forward to this. This is definitely more of like a relaxed shonen kind of, a lot more comedy, not a lot more action, family drama stuff. But I'm excited for it. I love the animation studio. They always give amazing animation, and I'm going to be seeing this soon. So I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also a fan of Spy X Family. I think it's a fun show. I've only really watched season 1, but since you mentioned that it's non-canon film, it's more of an original. I think it's going to work a little bit better for a show like this. This show's a bit more episodic in nature. It doesn't really have a straightforward plot line and stuff like that. Like, it's more annoying when it happens to shows like that. Whenever it's like you should be adapting the plot.
Oh no,
of
yeah,
the
most
show
definitely. There's a lot of room
in a very
to be
cinematic
creative.
style. You know, that's my grievances with the My Hero Academia films. You know?
No, yeah, there's definitely a lot of room to be creative and expand. But I'm very excited for this. Technically, this released last December, but they're releasing it in America this month. So yeah, I'm excited for it. So Ryan, why don't you tell us about your next film that you have, or we have?
Oh yeah, we both apparently have this on our list. This is Mad Max saga film Furiosa, a solo film. I think it's a prequel. This is going to expand upon the character of Furiosa, tell her backstory and stuff like that with new actresses or actors, of course. I think Charlize Theron played Furiosa in the original. This one is Anya Taylor-Joy.
And Chris Evans, too.
Chris Evans is going to be
sorry, not Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth is going to be in this film as well. It's very exciting to see him do stuff kind of outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But like, obviously, it's Mad Max. It's going to be an exciting cinematic experience. I unfortunately did not get to see Mad Max Fury Roads in theaters, which is something I deeply regret. That is a film you have to watch on the big screen. But that was still one of my favorite films of 2015.
Most definitely.
You know, probably second now that I'm thinking about it. It's just such an incredible action film. Everything you want in an action film. It looks amazing. The effects are incredible. The action is breathtaking, and I think we're just going to get the same thing here. You know, I was also a fan of George Miller's previous film. What is it? 3,000 Years of Longing.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bit of a weirder departure film that not everyone gravitated to, but I still really liked it. I still like George Miller. In general, at the end of the day, I think he's an incredible, thoughtful director, and I think this Furiosa sequel is just going to be more excitement coming down the road. Well, I guess Furiosa prequel, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. What's your thoughts on the Furiosa film?
I'm extremely excited for this. I'm a huge George Miller fan. I love Mad Max. I've watched the ones from the 70s. I've watched all of them. I'm a big fan of the last one, Fury Road. I didn't see that in theaters either, which I regret as well because I want to see that in IMAX. But
hopefully they show it again.
I hope, they did with Avatar, like re-released the first one. I am very excited for this. I love his directing. I know he's gonna do this with his wife again, and they gave they edited it and directed it so good last time. I really hope they pull forward this time. This one's definitely going to be more story-based. I feel like Fury Road was a lot of action, so I definitely feel like they're taking a little bit away from that to explain her backstory and such. You know, there's not too much action in the trailer that I've seen, but I really am excited for the action. It looks really good. George Miller's not a big fan of CGI, so they do a lot of practical effects, which I appreciate. It's very cool to see that, especially 2024. Where CGI has pretty much dominated the film industry. But yeah, overall, I am very excited for this. Not much more to say, just very excited. I think it's going to be a very good film. And overall, I'm excited to see what George Miller does with this. If this is his last movie, maybe not. He's been making movies for a very long time now, but he's very good at what he does. So I'm very excited for this. Yeah. So what's your next movie, Ryan?
Okay, so my next film, this is probably my most anticipated film of 2024. I know this might sound weird because like it's a Nosferatu sequel, or not sequel, it's a remake of Nosferatu. But this is one of my favorite directors that's currently working today. It's long-awaited and anticipated follow-up to The Northman. It's obviously Robert Eggers. He's 3 for 3 in my opinion with all of his films. The Witch is an incredible and unique horror film. The Lighthouse is just a surreal and engaging masterpiece from start to finish. With incredible duo performances between Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, who got snubbed at the Oscars. He should have gotten that supporting actor win, but didn't even get nominated.
Most definitely.
But The Northman, it's not my favorite by his, but it's still an incredible journey. It kind of reminds me a lot of Vinland Saga, that revenge narrative, but it's a lot more weird and abstract, as you would expect from a Robert Eggers film. This is just going to be a remake of Nosferatu. And we've had remakes of Nosferatu before. I think, what's his name? Werner Herzog remade this all the way back in the 70s. But, like, that was such a long time ago. Like, to get a new modern and atmospheric almost... I hope it's going to be very German expressionist, like the original Nosferatu was, and I'm just excited to see a modern take on this classic cinematic property, especially done from a director that I deeply admire. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it.
No, yeah, I'm a big fan of his work as well. I love The Lighthouse, one of my favorite movies, probably like top 30 of all time. I love that movie so much. I really did like The Northman as well. Saw that in theaters. It was amazing. I'm very excited for this. I've seen the original Nosferatu. I really do like it. I didn't know about some remakes, but I haven't seen them yet. But I'm very excited for this. I love Willem Dafoe. He's one of my favorite actors. I know that they're gonna do a great job directing this, and I really hope they like do the tone right, like in the first one. I want that creepy, atmospheric kind of vibes for this film, and I hope that they can get that right. But I'm excited for this. Do you know when this is coming out?
I have no idea. I don't think it has a confirmed release date. All I know it's coming out this year.
Okay.
And I hope it's like sometime towards like
Halloween.
Yeah. It would be a great like horror film experience around
most
that
definitely.
kind of season. I love Halloween. It's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Season.
I also hope
general.
they expand on this movie too. I'd love to see more of like Nosferatu's character as well.
Yeah.
I know in the original they don't spend as much time on him as they should because it's like a 1920s movie, you know. But I hope that they do expand more on his character in this film. And yeah, I'm very excited for this.
Yep.
My last film is going to be one that comes out in a couple months, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'm extremely excited for this. The Planet of the Apes trilogy has been one of my favorite trilogies of all time. I love Andy Serkis's work. They have done so good bringing motion capture to life. I love what they've done with the trilogy. It's one of my favorites. It's a great story, easy to follow, great characters to get attached to, and such a good soundtrack as well. Honestly, some of the best CGI I've ever seen. Just like I was just stupid to say, but the monkeys just look so like real and good. And yeah, I really love those movies. I love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, one of my favorite movies of all time. When I first heard about this, I wasn't the biggest fan because I thought it was a cash grab. But looking at the trailers, I could see that they put a lot of effort into this, and they got to have a whole crew behind this. So I'm very excited for this. The CGI looks amazing. This takes place a couple hundred years into the future after the third Planet of the Apes. So this is like a sequel about Caesar's son, which I'm very excited for. I'm glad that they're continuing the story. And yeah, I hope that, fourth movies are very, very hard to get right. And I'm very impressed that they got the third movie right. So I hope that they continue this and they really knock it out of the park with their last film.
Yeah, this is probably going to be the connective tissue in between, this film and the original Planet of the Apes in the 80s.
Yeah, most definitely.
In the 60s, I mean.
Yeah, they're coming back. 100%.
The Charleston Heston version. So, like, that should be exciting to see how, the Planet of the Apes really evolved into that spot. For me, I mean, I haven't watched the third film, surprisingly so, but I have seen the first two, and I do really like those films. Is Matt Reeves directing this one?
Yes, yeah, he's back. For
Interesting.
This one,
So Matt Reeves is directing this because, like, he's obviously doing the Batman film.
Oh yeah, no.
I loved the Batman.
Me too. It's such a good movie.
It's easily top 5.
Matt Reeves is a
2022.
really good director.
Yeah. So like, if he's coming back to direct this, I'm kind of on board because like, he's just an incredible talent and he knows how to work a big budget film.
Oh yeah.
Like people have their specific specialties. Like it's either like low budget auteur films or it's something as high budget and concept like the Planet of the Apes, and Matt Reeves kind of specializes in that realm. So I'm excited for sure.
That was a good point you brought up. I was gonna bring that up. That this is technically like a remake of the first one as well. They're kind of going full circle to where this is technically the first one in all of the movies, which I think is really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a film series do that before. That's really impressive to me. I really hope that they do bring this full circle, and I hope they get creative too. I want to see more of the characters that they have here. I see that like the world has separated into different species. There's more species of apes now there's a lot more than in the first couple movies, and they have like different territories. So I hope they expand more on that as well. But yeah, overall, I'm very excited for this movie.
Absolutely.
Do you have, Ryan, before we end, do you have any any movies that haven't been fully announced that you're excited for?
Yeah, I mean, like there's a couple of films that don't have specific dates. Like we mentioned Nosferatu. Like we know that's coming out this year, we just don't know when. My film, like I have like 2 films. It's like the Megalopolis film.
Oh yeah.
By Francis Ford Coppola, obviously of Apocalypse Now and Godfather fame. He's coming back to make this like big dystopian film.
$120 million. Crazy.
Jeez.
Or sorry, 120 million.
Yeah, but like obviously like he's not the same director as he used to been, but like maybe he can like get some of that same directorial magic that he had in the 70s to make another all-time classic film. Probably has like a send-off as well. He's getting up there in age.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
He doesn't make films all that often, and so when he does, it's like something he's probably deeply passionate about. So I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for a film called The Memory Police. I think I mentioned this in our Oscar discussion when talking about Lily Gladstone. She'll be the lead in that film. The main reason I'm excited for it is not just her, but also Charlie Kaufman is writing the screenplay for it. Charlie Kaufman is one of my favorite screenwriters.
No, yeah, he's very good.
And directors, but really underrated director. I would say like all of his films are masterpieces, but he's back in just the screenwriting section for this film. And so I'm excited to see what that film has in store.
No, yeah.
But do you have any other films that you want to mention that aren't concrete?
Yeah, I know that Wes Anderson, just one film, Wes Anderson's making a new movie this year, supposed to come out later this year. There's no information on it whatsoever besides him talking about it and saying there's going to be a film this year. I'd imagine it's the same cast as the last couple movies. But I hope it's good. I mean, I love Wes Anderson. I'm a big Wes Anderson fan. As we talked about, I really liked Asteroid City last year. I thought it was really good, and I really liked his short films that he made a couple months ago. So I hope that he keeps it up and he makes a good movie this year.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the premise is, but, I like him a lot to where I'll go see it either way.
All right.
But,
Well, I think that's everything we have for you all today. I hope you got a lot of great film to put on your watch list to look forward to. I hope a lot of films that you weren't aware that were coming out are now on your radar. Yeah, that's pretty much all we have for today.
Yeah, we want you guys to comment what films you're excited for, anticipated for in 2024. And yeah, thank you for watching this We Watch, and keep watching movies.
Keep anticipating films.
Yes, keep anticipating films too.